contained a fire aboard the MV Wan Hai 503, a Singapore-flagged container ship carrying hazardous cargo off the southern coast of India. The fire broke out on June 10th this year, about 78 nautical miles from Bypore Port. Following a container explosion, the ship, which carries 2,128 metric tons of fuel and several hazardous containers, is drifting southeast. 18 of the 22 crew members were rescued, while 4, including crew from Indonesia, Taiwan, and Myanmar, remain missing. The Coast Guard has deployed 7 vessels, including 5 ships and aircraft, to suppress the flames and prevent an ecological disaster. The fire remains active near the fuel tanks and inner decks, although efforts have reduced visible flames. Salvage teams are working to establish a tow line and pull the vessel away from the coast. Authorities fear the vessel could spill hazardous materials into the sea, threatening regional shipping routes and marine life. This is the second such incident off of India's southern coast in recent weeks, following the sinking of another ship with hazardous cargo near Kerala, India. Now we have Ross Feingold. He's a political analyst. He's joining us live from Taipei. Thank you, Ross, for staying with us. What caused this container explosion aboard the MV Wan Hai 503, and how prepared was the crew to contain it from what we know?
What the cause of the explosion was, it could be human error, it could be other factors on board with the way that the materials were stored. We do know that there were hazardous and explosive materials that were on board the ship, which by itself, assuming safe handling and proper procedures are followed, is not by itself a reason to worry or a reason for concern. But we'll have to wait until the fire's out and the crew are questioned to try and figure out what exactly occurred with this ship. I will say, though, that the owner, Wan Hai, which is based here in Taiwan, where I'm speaking from, they generally have a good reputation for professionalism and for a good safety culture. So although, again, it's possible that human error is the cause, there might be other reasons as well.
And on a related note, how effective has the Indian Coast Guard's response been so far, and what challenges are they facing at sea for now?
To their credit, it seemed that they responded very quickly. As you mentioned, they had a recent experience with another incident with a ship going down off the coast of southern India a few days earlier. So it seems that the Indian Coast Guard was highly prepared. There's no reporting at the moment that the response was inadequate. So credit goes to the Indian Coast Guard for responding quickly and also for sharing a good amount of information with the media. So there's also been a high level of transparency as well.
And should there be stricter controls or bans on ships carrying hazardous cargo near India's ecologically sensitive coastal zones?
Perhaps, but again, depending on which shipping line is in question, a lot of the shipping lines have a lot of experience transiting hazardous materials. They do it every day, and they do it without incident. And again, Wan Hai is a good example of a well-run and highly regarded shipping company. They typically don't have accidents when they transport hazardous materials. So I think we'd see some pushback from the shipping industry if India tried to ban the shipment of hazardous materials through certain waters off of its coast.
And given recent similar incidents, could this incident disrupt international shipping routes near the Indian Ocean, and what is being done to prevent that?
Probably not, because if we think about the enormous volume of shipping that goes on every day through heavily trafficked shipping routes, most shipping occurs without any incident at all. It's really an outlying situation, an unusual situation to have this kind of incident. So I don't think that the industry will certainly learn from this experience, but once we know what the cause of the accident was or the cause of the explosion. But are drastic changes necessary? Probably not, especially if the shippers are following standard safety protocols.
Thank you, Ross Feingold, for joining us and bringing your expertise as a political analyst to our conversation today. Well, that's all we have time for. We will continue to bring more news updates from around the world.